Hi guys, it is Chris back in the cider shed with some more cider to try, and it's cider today, not Perry, and we are continuing with our tasting of Monnow Valley ciders. Kevin in Monmouthshire, 2,000 litres a year, tiny, visited him a couple of days ago, bought some stuff. We've already tried his Betty Prosser, which is exciting to find another Betty Prosser, but today we're going to try one of his ciders. And it is the Kingston Black. There you go. There it is. Kingston Black. Single variety sweet cider, this one. Bottle conditioned, bottled, pressed, I assume November 2019. Actually, it says on here exactly when. And it is 4.2%. So, sort of, not keeved, but racked off, so the juice is taken off the lees, the sediment at the bottom, so taken off the yeast, if you like, because they sink to the bottom when they stop as during fermentation. Sink to the bottom, so you can rack off, get rid of some of the yeast, stop fermentation. That's what he does, as opposed to keeving, whereby you take out nutrients which feed the yeast, and you can stop fermentation that way. So yeah, 4.2%. So residual sugar. I like sugar. I'm really looking forward to it. I love keeved ciders. This isn't keeved, but it's going to be in that sort of style to some degree, one would imagine. And we also have a cheese. Here is the cheese. And look, I've stuck my weapon of choice into the cheese already, pre-stabbed. This is Marechal. This is a Alpine cow's cheese. It is from Mons cheesemongers. It is sort of in the Gruyere family, so it's cooked curd. You should all know this by now if you've been watching any of these. So cooked curd, very quick make, low acidity, therefore retains calcium, which gives it a pliable texture. Cooked to a very high temperature, and the curds are chopped very, very fine, like to the size of grains of rice. And then it's packed in a mould, so very small curds and a pliable texture means you get this dense, sort of bendy paste, which you associate with Gruyere. It's the Gruyere family, so Gruyere, Beaufort, Comté, etc., Marechal, etc. A bit more savoury, this one though, less sweet. It's actually packed in sort of flora that grows, that the cows actually graze on up in the Alps. And there's a lot of flax and flowers in there, and they actually pack flax and stuff on the outside of it as it's maturing to keep moisture in. And it actually does impart a certain herbaceousness to it, I believe. But let's try that in a bit. Let's try the cider first, shall we? Okay. Very tiny hiss when I opened it, but you can see some bubbles there. Yep, nice looking bubbles actually. Let's pour some out into the glass. So as you can see, this is unfiltered. Nice colour. Yeah, so just delicate amber. That it's just gone from gold into amber. Methinks that. Yeah, nice colour. There's those delicate fine bubbles, so which you get from the bottle conditioning. And it smells, ooh. Now that really does smell like my mum's shed after she's had apples in there for a few weeks. She stores them in the shed in baskets because she can't eat them all at once. I've mentioned this before. It's like that sweet, rich, autumnal forest floor. It's like baked apple character. Nice nose, quite gentle, but nice. And there's almost like a green sort of flavour in there, aromatic in there as well in the background. Nice. I mean, we know you can't smell sweet, as I said before. You only know something's sweet when you try it. But if you smelt this, you'd guess it. I mean, I know it's going to be sweet because it says sweet on the bottle. But if you smelt it, you'd think it was going to be sweet because it smells like it's going to be sweet. It smells like it's going to be like a baked apple dessert. Well, quite a delicate one. With a little bit of funk in there as well. And actually, on the Betty Prosser as it is, a little bit of farminess snuck in. Just a little bit. I like that. Doesn't bother me at all. I really like it. It just started to build, just in the background. As it warmed up and it breathed a bit. Yeah, good stuff. Let's try it. A bit more. Yeah. Nice fine bubbles. It is sweet. But because it's residual sugar from the apples, it's not a cloying sweetness. It's appley kind of sweetness. It's nice. It is very French in style, actually, I would say. Very French in style. Not quite baked, as in tarte-tatin. Not like the burnt caramelised sugar. It's got like a very gently sort of like just a hint of brown sugar about it. It hasn't been burnt, hasn't been caramelised. There's like a brown sugariness about it. Demerara character. Yeah, baked apple. Nice bubbles. Not a lot of acidity. And it's interesting because it's Kingston Black, and I'm a bit about Kingston Black. You know, people say, oh, it's the champion, the best cider apple for single varieties. I've had so many that have let me down, with a few exceptions. Borough Hills, which we mentioned before, they're bottle conditioned. Kingston Black, excellent. This is also delicious. So it's a bitter sharp Kingston Black, but bordering on bittersweet, I think. It's got good sugar levels. So there is tannin, quite delicate tannin, definitely there, that soft tannin, no hard tannin on the back, none of that leatheriness. A little bit of acidity, a little bit gentle acidity coming through, almost feels citric, maybe because of the sweetness. It will be lactic, but almost feels like slightly citric, a little bit lemon limey, which I really like. It's a good, sweet Kingston Black. We like it. Not the most complex one I've had, but you know what? I'm going to enjoy drinking it very, very much. And it's only 4.2%. Let's try it with a bit of cheese. So whether this sort of cheese is in any way designed to go with that sort of cider, probably not. Or cider at all. Who knows? There is Alpine, sort of like Jura wines, those oxidised sort of sherry type wines. Probably actually Betty Prosser would have been better with this. God damn it! I won't eat it all. I'll bring it back for the next one that I try, which is drier, because I think you get a bit of a drier one, it might work better. So there you go. So look, bendy. Oh, snapped right enough. It is denser and more flexible though than a cheddar for sure. You've got a little bit of bend in there, which you won't be able to do that with cheddar. It just snap immediately. It smells, yeah, there's a meaty spiciness to it, herbaceousness. Nice salt. A little bit of meatiness to it. I'm going to say pork rather than like beef. I don't know why, but I do. Salt's good, but it's totally, it's part of the overall package. It's not separate. Some nice acidity with its own. Actually, this is quite a bit of a sweeter one. But there's like a meatiness to it, like a roast pork character, I think, in the background there, or roast chicken, roast pork, something like that. And there's a bit of sweetness. And then you get a delicate hint of, I want to say egg, like omelette, like maybe egg white omelette, something like that. There's a protein character to it, which is really nice as well. Another bit. Really good. You know what? It's actually not a bad pairing. I think something a little drier would work better. Because it's got decent salt and acidity, it's actually working pretty well with this. It's actually pretty good. There you go. Marechal. Yeah, interesting cheese. Quite rare. If you're getting it in England, it's probably coming through Monnow, cheesemongers, one way or another. Go to their website, you can buy it there. I recommend you do. It's tasty, tasty. Okay, there you go, guys. My second Monnow Valley cider / perry, and it's a good one. It was a good one again. I think we're in for a treat with all of these. And I think I got quite a few different ones and quite a few different styles. Certainly quite a few different varietals, both apple and pear varietals. So yeah, there's going to be all sorts of flavours going on, from bone dry to quite sweet. Okay, cool. I'm going to finish the rest of this off. Well, not all the cheese. I haven't had my dinner yet, and I want to keep some for some more of this stuff. Okay, thanks for joining me. Hope you got something from that. If you get some Monnow Valley, try, do. It must be available somewhere. And yeah, and I'll see you again soon. Until then, cheers.